I did this album after I watched Laura Denison's Following the Paper Trail video on the Be My Guest album and guest book. I saw it and I had to make one. Just had to make one. And on the sides here, I did ribbon and tulle. And I found this fluffy trim at Joann's, and it was similar to what the material that my daughter's dress is made out of, her wedding dress, and so I thought, well, I'll put that on there and it'll look really spiffy, and it goes really well with seashells. So this is page 1, and I did a theme of the beach because they're getting married on the beach of a lake and they love the beach. And this is the inside of the first page. I used the Martha Stewart punch around the page, and my sister showed me how to make the Starburst lily out of one of her punches, and so I have a bunch of petals that she punched for me that I can make more of those. The seashells and the papers, most of them, are from a program that I have, a card program. And I cut every one of those seashells out by hand, and I inked them with Tim Holtz Distressed ink. This is the first page of the album. It says Our Life Together. And in Laura's album, she used a different punch, but she had woven paper through the punch. And I thought, oh, that's so cute. So I did that. And this one is just very, very plain. On the back, they get fancier as I go through the album and get more daring. And this flap over here lifts up, and I embellished it. And then we turn the page, and this is the second page, and this lifts up. I just did fancy scissor cut on the ends here. This is not a punch, this is fancy scissors, Fisker scissors. And it says, dream come true, and today is the first day of forever. And then I made this extra thing of tags like Laura showed in her video, in case they need more places to journal or more places for guests to sign, because the guests are the ones that sign these little tags. If she doesn't need them, she can just cut the ribbon and they'll come right out. And this is page 2, and again I wove paper through it's a Martha Stewart punch, but I can't remember what the name of it is, and then I used the shell punch and covered the back of it and made it real fancy. And then I embellished this page. And I love how this album goes together. It's a very simple album to do, and you can just embellish it as fancy or as plain as you can. These little seashells, the seahorses and the ocean waves, are from K & Company. They're the beach scene. Had those in there. All of the bling came from Recollections at Michael's. The ribbons are all from Joann's. And here's page 2. This is from my card program, and it says, with this ring I be wed. And more embellishments. These little seahorses are K & Company, and they just seem to fit the theme very, very well. And I added these little quotes and stuff are from a package at Joann's that was in the dollar rack. And the whole package did this whole album. I was so thrilled. I got all these quotes and wording for $1 for the whole album. Very excited about that. Here again, I did some fancy edging. Whoops, there's my extra page of tags. Did some fancy cutting here on the end of this. And this is the scissors. These are my Fisker scissors. The Ocean Wave is what it was called, I believe. And again, I embellished this side. This is from my card program. I cut every one of these out by hand. And then we turn the page. And again, more embellishments from K & Company and more seashells, all cut out by hand. Long time. And another fancy edge on the paper here. on this page. Oh, and I put every one of these diamonds around this. These little jewels every one is hand placed and hand glued. Took a long time, but it was worth it. It's beautiful. I think it turned out well. And we have this page, more cut out seashells. I thought this album would go really quickly, but when I couldn't find seashell paper, I had to improvise and use the paper that was on my card program. It's American Greetings card program. These I cut out using the Martha Stewart punch around the page. And more bling, more ribbon. Another extra page of tags for her if she needs them. And this one is a quote from an unknown author. And more fancy cut edges. Again. And another embellished page. And we're on the very back of the last page. And more bling, more seashells. And then her invitation was actually a pocket. And so I used that to my advantage and just glued the whole thing, the pocket itself, down to the back page of the album. And now she has a memento of her wedding invitation and the RSV card and the cards that are inside, and it turned out really, really cute. And so that is the end of my album. I thank you, Laura Denison, for your beautiful idea. I enjoyed making this album, and I thank you for watching.